Conrad Hilton, Hilton Hotels. Paul Horgan, Pulitzer Prize author. Peter Hurd, internationally famous artist. Austin Cushman, chairman of the board, Sears Roebuck. Jim Henachek, chief of American League umpires. Reuben Evans, rancher. Victor Van Lent, oceanographer. C.J. Head, New York attorney. Cliff Cronauer, General, United States Air Force. Pat Hannafin, Admiral, United States Navy. Roger Staubach, quarterback, Dallas Cowboys. All of these men had one thing in common. They came here to New Mexico Military Institute, Roswell, New Mexico.
Forward! Halt!
I believe a person here can use his mind and be creative and still be part of the group and an individual involved with everything.
It's quite selective, and it's also, once you get into the program, it's, well, it's a great accomplishment. You can say, I've done something. You can be proud of it.
Well, sir, the academics here are outstanding. It's one of the only schools in the nation that offered this kind of program, and pride here at the Institute, I guess, is really reflected in everything, whether it be sports or the drill team or the band or any such thing. Each cadet has to show pride, not for himself, but for the school, too.
All right, now we're looking at these different specimens because they represent a kind of evolutionary step up, terminating in man as probably the highest organism that's ever lived.
Gentlemen, the important thing to remember about photography is that it must tell a story.
Fire is one of the most useful tools that man has. It's also one of the most dangerous. It's particularly dangerous when it happens spontaneously. We can't control it. We can't prepare for it.
Wham, Mr. Roosevelt. Pow, Sears Roebuck. Awk, Big Dipper. Bop, Summer Rain. Bong, Mr. Bong, Mr. Bong, Mr. Bong. Poetry, now or previously.
Someone once gave a definition of education that applies pretty much to this school, slightly exaggerated. It goes like this, that education is what remains after you've forgotten everything you learned. And if you think about that, of course, what it means is that the real end goal of education isn't so much the acquired detailed knowledge gained in the classroom, but it is the mind-stretching exercise that has taken place in the process.
The last of the static electricity generating devices I'm going to show you is this Wimshurst machine.
Consider Kennedy's problem, for instance. Overriding everything was the fact that the risk of miscalculation was a dark cloud that he had to consider under every circumstance.
Well, sir, the long overhang is for the direct sunlight from getting into the windows, and it also keeps the sides of the walls cool.
We're strong in things like pre-engineering, in pre-professional health sciences, pre-med, pre-dent, pre-pharmacy, pre-veterinary, pre-dentistry, these kind of things, pre-law, pre-social science. I have very strong programs in these kinds of areas. Connect that with a rigorous preparation in the basics of communications and mathematics and sciences, and you have a pretty firm foundation to go on to whatever you want to do.
Pottery is decorative as well as useful and functional. Ken, what we have here is the coil method of pottery. This is what most of the Indian pottery is in New Mexico, as a matter of fact.
The Mexican Military Institute is a very special form of education. We deal with individualized, personalized attention that just is not found in the average educational process of the public schools or the universities and colleges. We try to avoid the sink or swim system of the university, where people are treated as numbers instead of as individuals.
Gentlemen, today I'd like to exemplify how an order is executed on the stock exchange by individuals themselves as they attempt to buy and sell stock.
Well, the drill of this argument will be like this again. Will be 1/2 times the quantity 1 minus theta squared to the minus 1/2 times the minus 2 theta.
But in addition, here at NMMI we have the unique 2-year ROTC contract program. This program is worth over $3,000 for the first 2 years to virtually any student who qualifies.
This is your first station on the military stakes. Your next station is around the corner of this ridge. Take the map and the compass, and you may start when you're ready.
And the last thing he's going to have, when he graduates, he will have completed all requirements toward commissioning as a second lieutenant. And he can either accept it at that point or tell the Army that he would like to finish his last 2 years of college, in which case that is always granted.
All right, gentlemen, as we discussed earlier, what we're talking about here is defense in depth.
Elevation! Elevation! 1, 2, 2, 1! 1, 2, 2, 1! Har!